dancing.
Greetings and welcome to All Drunked Up and Nowhere to Go. It is a New Year's Eve extravaganza show. My name is Matthew Hall. I'm here with Sean Montgomery, Mr. Monty of Conspicuous Consumption fame.
Monty here coming at you. Let's do this. Woo!
We have quite an evening ready for you tonight. A lot of things in store. We'll be presenting a series of songs, comedy skits, instructional videos, some forbidden knowledge. We're going to be really running the proverbial gamut of content tonight for you, all to provide some entertainment for you on this New Year's Eve evening. I see some people who are here in the chat. They seem excited. Monty, what are you sipping on right now?
So, in the spirit of getting all drunked up, I got some absinthe I'm going to make right here. I'm going to pour some into this fancy glass. Let's just get fucked up tonight. It's New Year's Eve. 2020 was a fucking task. So let's just fucking do it, man.
Probably the best year I've ever had, to be honest.
I enjoyed 2020, to be honest, because I'm a fucking hermit and I enjoy working from home and I didn't go outside. But quite frankly, I understand that there's a lot of shit going on. I don't know what actually happened in 2020. I just was living my dream, getting drunk every fucking night, which I'm going to continue to do tonight. Oh, yes. I don't know if you can see this. Pouring this right in. Oh,
it's looking good. It's looking good.
Yeah.
That's a healthy pour. And I'm just getting a couple of the last things here arranged. Now, as you're pouring that drink, I'll let you guys know I am sipping on a Busker Irish whiskey. This is triple cask and triple smooth, 80 proof, 40%. 750 milliliters in the bottle. I've got probably about 737 milliliters left. We'll see how low I can get that before the end of the stream. And of course, a lot of you may be wondering, is it just these two guys? Isn't there supposed to be one other special guest here?
The main event. Where is he? Where is he? Where is it?
Where is he? Where is he indeed? And you may be wondering, who is the he that I'm referring to?
Where is he? Come on out. Come out, wherever you are.
Well, you may know him as the Prince of the Prison Town, or the Ghost of the Ground Round. He's the one, the only, the great Chernesky. And he appears before you all.
There is no past. There is no future. I'm free to live at last. No more courage at my fingertips. I sit and wait for the nothingness. All aboard, your fate is departing. Last train ever, well, it's now or never. Rain of fireworks above the lake. Familiar skies of a native place. All reveling in the summer aftertaste. My final act is to disintegrate. There is no past. The future has been cast. Now I'm free to live at last. Now I'm free to live at last. Oh, now. I search for truth in a coffee cup. Inspiration is an idle drug. Quiet storm is raging in my mind. Hurricane of my own design. And I crackle like a radio wave. Remote status in a western state. Listen closely, some horsemen are calling. Lay back, the night sky's falling. There is no past. The future has been cast. Now I'm free to live at last. Now I'm free to live at last. now I'm free to live at last. People, I know what you're here for. You're here for a little of this. Can I get a hey y'all, people on the internet? Ready?
Hey y'all!
Hey, y'all, motherfucker.
Thank you.
Woo!
Wow, what a song!
Woo! I'm so pumped up. Let's do this.
I'm here. We're all drunked up. Nowhere to go. New Year's Eve 2021. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the introductions. We have Matt Hall of Trashburg fame. Give it up for him.
Thank you, thank you.
A man, I don't know what introduction he deserves. He introduces himself and parts of himself all over town. That is Monty of Conspicuous Consumption fame. There
Coming
he
here,
is.
coming here. Welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's fucking do this.
So thank you all.
By the way, may I interject? That is the greatest song I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know what happens. Every time we open the show, Chernesky plays some music, and I am overcome by emotion and sexual
Emphasis on the cum.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I just
Well,
let
that
it
song.
out.
That song is a cover by the Lawrence Arms.
Well, you made it. You made it. So that means it's all you. And I came because of you. And I, be honest, it wouldn't be the first time, and it's not gonna be the last time.
All right. Well, we have lots of horny things to say, but we also have some, I believe, some video greetings from some celebrity guests. Is that correct?
Oh, we sure do all night. Let's just prime everybody. This event's going to go till 9:30 or 10, and we're going to have not just live music from yours truly all night. We're going to have videos showing different things. You're going to see 3 longer videos, never before seen, of some of my personal cooking recipes. I will be in the kitchen cooking, teaching you how to cook food I invented and that I eat in my home every day. And so we've got cooking recipes. We're going to share with you our favorite products from 2020. Each of us brought some of our favorite products. We are blessed in this country, in the United States of A, to have wonderful products, and we have the best of the best here tonight. And we have Monty.
Amen.
Monty, as you see, is getting lubricated, and he may teach us some of his sex moves later on. That's going to be when you put your kids in bed. He'll talk about his sex stuff, and then lots of well wishes from stars all over. And so, yeah, I mean, if you've got some beautiful celebrity footage, roll it there, Matt.
All right, we'll roll some footage, and maybe when we come back, we'll get into another song. All right, here it comes. First celebrity message of the night.
Hello, people of the internet. Who is this, you may ask? Well, this is none other than Cyber Sam! Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, bitches!
Wow, that was absolutely wonderful. And we are back here with the great Chernesky presenting another song to you all. This is the voice of Matt Hall speaking right now. You can't see me, but I'm here.
So two things quick. I know I promised I would play a song contractually, but you guys messed up my dinner tonight. The rider wasn't quite right. But anyways, they served me the wings without the blue cheese. Anyways, all is forgiven there. Anyhow, I like that. Has Monty muted himself? He was screaming and I heard nothing come out.
Yes, I muted myself. Erroneous. I thought you're from Buffalo. There is no such thing as wings without blue cheese. Come on. That's not
But
right.
anyway, so thank you, Sandpit, for sending in that beautiful. I was scared. I didn't know who it was under that mask, but it was Sandpit Sam. And it's a funny story about Sandpit Sam. Sandpit Sam is afraid. Sandpit Sam is afraid to bungee jump. Do you know why, audience and gentlemen?
I'm scratching my chin. I can't quite tell why.
Sandpit Sam is afraid to bungee jump because he came into this world thanks to a broken rubber, and he might leave it thanks to one. So.
Oh. Wow.
Without hearing the audience cheer.
Wow.
And don't be afraid to laugh at home. You can laugh all you need to at home there,
Wow.
folks.
You can type.
Wow. Was that brutal?
So this song is dedicated to my favorite of beverages. Maybe you've had it. Maybe you've heard of it. This is a great one at home to sing it because you know the words. And let's just take it from there. I mean, I'm a little thrown off my game because I think did I mention about the wing situation? My rider was simple for years. If any of you out there booked me, you knew it. There was 4 W's. Weed, whiskey, women, and wings. And you got to pick 3 of the 4 to have in the green room.
It is a shame.
Whiskey. What are the 4 again? Weed, whiskey, wings, and what was the 4th one?
And women.
Women. Oh.
Women and whiskey. That's all St. Peter said to me. Women and whiskey. Are you proud of yourself, Chernesky? And I said, hey, Pete, are you disappointed in me? Women and whiskey, that was all that I had on them streets. And it's the same 4 chords in a different key. It's the same old Auburn melody that you heard on the PA at the AMP as you laid in the stall and lost your virginity. Women and whiskey. Women and whiskey. Well, it's the same pop song that your daddy heard as he drank his 10th beer and he swerved into your grandma's porch with your grandpa on board. And that was the night that you were born. Oh, it's the same sad song from the gymboree when no one came to pick you up after activities. Cause your dad was passing time on a sail block C. Your mom was passing out from her diabetes. Women and whiskey. Women and whiskey. Let's slow it down. Shall we slow it down? Talk about some things?
Please.
Let's do it. Yeah.
There's a slow part in every song that made you think you turned a man out of a vagabond. Well, you put me in sleeves and made me get a job. But 5 months later on, there's a women and whiskey. You see, empires rise, but someday they fall. You could be a hero and lose it all. A man named Ralph Wilson built the best football team. But when he passed away, where did we be? Bidders lined up at the gates of the field. Everyone wanted to buy our team. Some wanted to steal. Some bidders were major chumps. There was even one named Donald Trump.
Whoa.
But there was no bitter on the Buffalo Bills I hated more than this guy. He's a real schmuck. He's a low-down, Canadian-loving phony. And
I know
he
you're
goes
going.
by John Bon Jovi. An old stinking ass wife of John Bon Jovi sings, "It's my life, well it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart's an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. With that women and whiskey. Women and whiskey.
Wow,
Thank you.
what a great song! The greatest song I've ever heard in my entire life. I loved it. By the way, I gotta tell you something. John Bon Jovi, I read, was subjected to the Donald's fake news, and so he might not have actually sold the team to Toronto or whomever it would have been. That was fake news from Donald's camp because Donald's a fucking scumbag. So just saying that. Just saying. Sorry, that isn't.
We're not getting political on the stream here. So the reason I talk about Donald Trump and John Bon Jovi in that song is because they tried to buy the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. That's right. They did. And that whole narrative about John Bon Jovi trying to sell the Bills was fake
He's
news.
gonna move to Canada.
But that's
Well,
fake
they had
news.
that fake. Well, either way, people say, Chernesky, if you don't like John Bon Jovi, why did you mash up his hit song into your biggest hit, second, third, or fourth biggest hit, my fourth biggest hit, Women and Whiskey? And the answer is because I'm not paying him royalties. He tried to steal my football team. I'll steal your song.
It's a true act of disrespect. And I do want to say, some people in the comments here are mentioning that they may have seen a subliminal message flashed across the screen during the performance of Women and Whiskey. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm definitely not. I am the engineer of this session here. I'm not flashing any subliminal message, but I do want to say I'm getting the message from you loud and clear, all the applause and everything, that you're loving this show, and I am very, very pleased to be bringing everyone this sort of entertainment tonight. I think you are all truly blessed to be witness to such an event and the greatness that is All Drunked Up and Nowhere to Go.
Can I decide one thing? Let me tell you, Matt Hall, your voice, you have a very good announcer voice. That is like professional. I love it. How do you get that? Like, is that like, this is you are the MC of the evening, but you should be like MCing like Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen tonight on CNN. That is like, we have a real fucking star right here in Matt Hall. Let me tell you, this guy has got it.
Well, thank you. I learned how to speak this way because I had to learn how to project myself because I faced years of abuse as a child. I was beaten and starved severely. I don't want to get too dark, though, on this stream tonight, but let's just say it was a means of survival.
That is a true announcer voice, and I fucking love it. Churns, conspicuous consumption. It needs to be a three-person show. Let's do this. Come on, let's go.
We gotta get him on. If you don't understand Monty's reference, we had a popular video and audio podcast called Conspicuous Consumption with me and Monty, and we can talk about that later. I do want to also agree with Monty that Matt, your voice is beautiful, but a lot of people don't know this about Matt Hall. Me and Matt Hall have been friends for over a decade. That's what they probably know. But what they don't know, when you see him, you get a little hint of it there in his outfit, but he's actually got a tremendous body, you see. And this is a story. I remember a story that Matt was telling me. This is when he lived out in the country, and his neighbor had a big garden, and Matt wanted some tomatoes from the garden, and he said, well, those tomatoes aren't ripe yet. How can we ripen those tomatoes? And his neighbor said, well, Matt, you have such a good body that if you went naked in the night in my garden, the tomatoes would blush and turn red. They would go from green to red. And so that night, Matt Hall disrobed. He took off all his clothes and he ran through the garden singing some of his wonderful music too. And the next morning he comes out, he's excited because he wants his red ripe tomatoes, but they're all still green. And he goes to his neighbor and he said, I ran naked through the garden last night. He said, what's up with the tomatoes? And his neighbor says, they're still green, but the cucumbers grew 4 inches.
Wow. Oh,
I'm
my.
surprised you remember that. That was a long time ago.
That was, your neighbor was very observant and clever. And
Oh,
wow.
my God. I'm getting a bit verklempt over here, Hall. Come on over. Come
But
on over.
we did enjoy those cucumbers with some nice tzatziki sauce.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's when Matt Hall lived in the country. I also lived in the country. But recently, I was in a city and I saw. Oh, did you have something, Monty?
I was just gonna say, who grew cucumbers better, Matt Hall or Josh Allen? Just gotta throw that out there. Who's better at growing cucumbers?
I'm not going to choose about that. That's an embarrassment of riches.
It's a fool's errand.
I'm so warm in here right now. Oh, I'm getting all worked up.
Shut up, your dog, Monty. Listen,
He's getting
we gotta
worked
get
up
out with
too.
the show. We got people out here watching.
Listen. When there's talk of growing cucumbers, we all get worked up over here in the Monty house, as you'll see later. It's an event.
Well, we'll get there eventually, but Chernesky, you were recently in the city, correct?
I was in a city, a more residential area where the houses are together, but I still did a country thing and I hunted deer, bucks.
Oh.
So I think there's some footage I took from my urban buck hunting if everyone wants to see it. And if not, we'll play it anyway.
Let's roll that beautiful buck footage.
Let's do it.
Here we are, Deer Hunter 2020. I have some bucks in sight and other deer, not just the bucks. There's the whitetail. Fire at will. Fire at will. Maybe I'll switch to the car instead of the gun because they're in the road. That's a deer, everybody. Great Chernesky Buck Hunter 2020 signing out.
That's right, folks. Welcome back to All Drunked Up and Nowhere to Go. Now, we've had some live music here, but earlier this week, the three of us did go into the studio to record a studio rendition of one of our favorite songs. This song, my relationship with this song and my relationship with the great Chernesky does go back more than a decade. We used to play this song together while we were out on the road, being road dogs as we were.
They called us Refreshing Refuge.
That's where I first met Matt Hall. I met him on the. I was the old lonesome groupie back in the day, back at some upstairs church hall in Syracuse, New York. That's where I first met Matt Hall. I don't remember exactly what the show was, but it was a long time ago, and it was like I was quite impressed.
Yes, many moons and many lovers in the past now, but it was a great time. And the one thing that brings me back to those glory days is playing great music like this song that we've prepared. Do you want to say anything about this song, Chris?
I do. And, we, as Matt mentioned, when we played together, we would form a super group of every musician touring with us. We would call it Refreshing Refuge, and we specialized in this one song. And this time around, we recorded it on video. You'll have one of my most death-defying harmonica solos ever if you see it. I'm in one of the sections. If you look with a keen eye and attention for detail, you will see a harmonica solo that's one of my more impressive, and I've done a lot of impressive ones. And of course, we included Monty as well. So the three of us are performing one of these great songs, and I think we all should have a little faith in the outcome.
Yes, and I do want to say you'll see a lot of imagery. This is going to be a bit of a sensory overload for some of you, but do not fear. We are paying tribute to all stars and stripes of people, all beliefs, and all forms of sensuality and sexuality in this song. Let's go to the video. And, yes, that's also true. And that's also true.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away, 'cause I know all the games you play, 'cause I play them too. Oh, but I need some time off from that emotion, time to pick my heart up off the floor. Oh, baby, when a love comes down without devotion, well, it takes a strong man, baby, but I'm showing you the door, 'cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith.
Baby, I know you're asking me to stay. You say, please, please, please don't go away. You say I'm giving you the blues. And maybe, you mean every word you say. I can't help but think of yesterday and another who tied me down to the lover boy blues.
Before this river becomes an ocean, before you throw my heart back on the floor, oh baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. But I want someone to hold me, but I'll wait for something more, 'cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. Take it away, Chernesky. Before this river becomes an ocean, before you throw my heart back on the floor, oh baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. Well, I need someone to hold me and I'll wait for something cold. I gotta have fun. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. She said you used to have a handsome face. Now it looks like you're homeless or just kind of insane. You'll start as a singer, darling, all of your days, but be oh so famous at your wake. Her stepdad's some kind of vegetable. He never got the hang of that motorcycle. When his bent-up hands are wrapped tight around that bottle, he don't seem so miserable. But it cries out in the night sometimes that this ghost town ain't gonna bring me down. I'm gonna lift my soul again. These empty streets, they ain't our defeat. We're gonna rise right up from them every time. Oh, on prom night we found your sister in the back of a Chevy truck. She claimed the name was Chastity, but oh, the gig was up. Any guy with a motive, any Joe who earns a buck is gonna find himself a little luck. And soon the crimes of our fathers ain't so bad. Looking back, they almost seem necessary when they're breathing down your neck. It made them old man livings, bought them some respect, but I'll never be like that. I swear I'll never be like that, and this ghost town ain't gonna bring me down, nor lift my soul again. These empty streets, they ain't hard to beat. We're gonna rise right up from them. This ghost town ain't gonna bring me down. I'm gonna lift my soul again. These empty streets, they ain't hard to beat. We ain't rise right up from them. We're gonna rise right up from them. We're gonna rise right up from them. We're gonna rise up again, people. You know it. Thank you. Great Chernesky here, and welcome back to Spaghetti Yeti, my Spaghetti Yeti themed cooking show where I'll teach you all my famous culinary dishes. Today, you're in for a treat. We have my very special and secret hot sauce. It is called the Great Chernesky Wolf Sauce. Anybody who knows me knows I make this amazing hot sauce, hot pepper sauce, and we're gonna make it today on Spaghetti Yeti. So let's go. Here's the ingredients we have. We went to the old farmer's market and we got ghost peppers. Now, these may or may not be ghost peppers. Sometimes at the farmer's market, they give you other hot peppers. Any hot pepper you wanna do that looks like this should be fine. But, you know, even I've made them with Dutch bonnet before. And then we're gonna have a ton of spices: garlic, onion, cumin, chili powder, ancho, chipotle, paprika, maybe get it nice and clean. So we soaked these peppers. First I do stage one and I spray them in a basket, rinse them off, and then I soak them for about 10 minutes a batch, and then I drain them, and then they go back on the pile. All right, now it's time to prep the peppers. We gotta put gloves on, man, especially if you're doing these ghosts or whatever hot peppers. The capsaicin in them, that's the heat compound, is gonna burn your fingers awful. And then you go take a pee, and I don't even want to go there. Always wear gloves when cutting up these guys. The other thing I want to show you is it's real simple how we're going to cut them. We're just going to take off the stems. I leave all the seeds in because I'm a heat freak, and the seeds are what makes it hot too. So that's all I do. Wash them, chop off the stems, leave all the seeds in. You'll see what will happen later. I also wanted to show you, some of these have this weird thing. When you see a pepper like this, and you cut up into it,
You see how you got like all this black stuff? I don't use the black stuff. I don't know if that's mold or rotten or whatever, but I don't use that in my sauce. So wolf sauce is 100% XX pure, and we just get rid of all that black stuff. You can still salvage some of the nicer parts of those peppers, but when you see that black stuff in the seeds, cut it out. Don't put that in your sauce. Now here's where things get crazy. We're gonna blend up the peppers with the spices and some vinegar. There's some precautions you gotta take. We're gonna have to mask up, double mask up, 2 bandanas. I've done this for years, trust me. You're basically making pepper spray. Get your last sips of beer in because you gotta double mask up. Get out your food processor. Turn on any fan you have. Open all the windows. I got the fans, ceiling fans going. Aerating this place out because it's gonna get bad in here. I promise you, it gets bad, then it gets worse. Great Chernesky, you know it. Double mask. All right, here we're gonna take our hot peppers, put them in the food processor. So we put these in, fill up the food processor. I put in 1 part apple cider vinegar, sweeten it up a little bit. 2 parts just normal white vinegar. And we're gonna blend it up. I'm a big fan of the pulses. This is the fun part. When it's done, you should have this, just the pepper mash. Could add a little bit more vinegar to that, but and then you just dump it out into a big pot to boil. So that first kind of binful was a little chunky. This is about the consistency you want. See how it's in play? Again, just vinegar and the peppers, that's it. So if you want it to get a little bit more watery, add more vinegar. 1 part cider, 2 parts white vinegar. The thing that is fun and also sucks about making wolf sauce is the more you do it and the drunker you get while you do it, the less careful you are about what you touch with a glove and not, and your hands get all burned up. And like I told you, going to the bathroom after, make it a hands-free affair for like 2 days, man. Try to get this off here, because this stuff ain't cheap. When you're done, it should look like this. We're gonna fill up one of these with filtered water, pour it in. If you do it right, you get all that pepper stuff rinsed off on here. You can even do this maneuver. We got some pepper stuff up there. The spices are the most important part of wolf sauce. They're what gives it a savory flavor. Anyone can make hot, but can you make hot and tasty? That's where spices are all the different. Tons of garlic and onion, tons. Don't be shy with any of these spices. They're what make wolf sauce good. Chili powder, just normal. This is New Mexico. I don't know what that means, but hell, I'm just gonna dump it on in. Cumin, chipotle, ancho. Ancho is dried poblanos. This time around we're gonna do some paprika. I don't usually do that, but let's just do it. Fresh ground Telecherry black pepper. Here I'm gonna hit it with a little garlic and sea salt. Stir it up real good. We're gonna bring this up to a boil. Then we're gonna simmer it for at least an hour. You gotta have every fan in your house rocking. You are making pepper spray basically in your home. Sorry to say it. Look at that, it's already beautiful. Let's get that heat rocking. Sorry for the noise, got fans on full. As you see, we got the wolf sauce boiling. We're gonna let it boil for about 10, 20 minutes. Gonna have it reduce. Feel the fire, feel the power, feel the wolf. Great Chernesky here. Let's check in on that wolf sauce. Why don't we? Here you see it's simmering. I got food cooking over there next to it. That's fine. Unrelated. We're just gonna keep it simmering. Now, the cool part about this wolf sauce is it's a chunkier sauce. See that sediment? See the chunky sediment? We want to reduce that water and that vinegar down to just that. That consistency right here, that's perfect. So I've had this going about 45 minutes, and we boiled it for about 10. We've simmered it for about 40, 45. I gotta keep it going about another half hour. I'm just gonna simmer it. Let that thing reduce into that nice chunky paste we're looking for in our wolf sauce. See those seeds bubbling up? This is gonna be a spicy one, folks. It's gonna be great. So here we are, about to turn the heat off. That's exactly what we want, consistency-wise. That's a wolf sauce, and that's gonna be spicy and beautiful. No preservatives, no stabilizers. Way cheaper than buying bottle after bottle of the spiciest hot sauces. Here's the finished wolf sauce. I want to show you the consistency. This has been sitting for about 20 minutes off heat. This is exactly what you want. That's kind of like, you know, it pours, but it's chunky because it's that pepper blended up. This is what we want, nice and savory, but hotter than heck. This is it. This is Chernesky's wolf sauce. If a drunk guy can do it, it's easy enough for you to do. Spaghetti Eddie, Great Chernesky, out.
Don't think twice. I still believe it, John. We lived those nights like we were dying on the long haul drives from San Marino with the ragged sails high and the radio on. And always I remember, in case you're wondering, 84 takes a lifetime and Bobby does it better. You still sing 'em ragged for you and Maria. We don't drive nowhere without the radio on. Now I'm still here singing. Think about the government, my old man's shoes, and how you'd understand that. You're sitting in your basement, mixing up your medicines every April Fool's. I say your name, I say your name, I still know your name. And always I remember, in case you're wondering, 84 takes a lifetime and Bobby does it better. We still sing 'em ragged for you and Maria. I don't drive nowhere without the radio on. Without the radio on. And on. We thank you all for coming, hanging out with us tonight. Hope you all enjoying yourselves. We got a lot left for you, an awful lot. A lot of music, a lot of videos, a lot of goose and gas. So stick around, please. Get another drink on. Let's have some fun. And I want to hear you singing. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba. People in Auburn, New York, I want to hear you singing. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. All my people in Syracuse, New York, I want to hear you singing. DJ Elmer, if you're out there in Buffalo, New York, this one's for you. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba. Matt Hall up in Plattsburgh, New York. Let's hear you singing, Matt Hall.
Woo-hoo, Plattsburgh!
All my boys and girls in Earlville, New York, I want to hear you. Down in the belly of the beast, Washington, D.C., Monty, let's sing it.
Woo-hoo! We're here, we're clear! Woo-hoo!
Sing it. It's New Year's Eve, let's have some fun, come on. Open up a bottle, get them drinks stop. Come on. Ready? A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, and always I remember. In case you're wondering, it takes a lifetime, and Mama loves it better. Still sing them ragged for you and Maria. I don't drive nowhere without the radio on. We always love them sad, sad songs. We always love the sad, sad songs, 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 songs. We always love the sad, sad songs. No songs are gonna be sad tonight. We're gonna have some fun.
Fuck yeah, we will.
That was my Gaslight Anthem.
All right. Wow. What a brilliant show this has been so far, and we're very lucky to have a night like this together with everyone here. And Caitlin, you're loving it from Tucson, Arizona. That's very good to hear.
Thumbs up. Two thumbs up.
We're very blessed to have this New Year's Eve extravaganza, but what we are even more blessed to have in the great United States of America is a selection of wonderful products. There are so many amazing products available to us as Americans. We vote with our dollar, you could say. And lately I've made some purchases throughout the year of 2020, and myself and Monty and the great Chernesky have all decided to share with you some of our favorite products of 2020. And I think I'll go first in sharing one of my favorite products of 2020. You guys ready for this?
I am.
You bad, Matt. You do it.
This is a product that I am so pleased to have in my possession. You can hear a little clicking in the microphone. That is because that is an airtight seal. If I do need to release some air, there is a little valve on top. But these are all glass, except for the lid, of course. Tupperware style containers. I got a set of 4 of these. I use these. Sometimes I crack an egg in there, and I use it to make French toast. When I'm done, I wipe it out. I put the leftover French toast in there, airtight. I have a set of these. These have changed my life. Before I had a product like this, I couldn't keep anything fresh for more than a minute. The humidity in my home is, well, it's probably bordering on inhumane. But I have to keep it that way to keep a certain complexion.
You know, the thing about humidity, Matt, is it's all relative.
It is. It's like time.
A great man did say that. And I use these almost every day, and I just can't get enough of these glass Tupperware style containers. I feel so blessed to have this product in 2020. A must buy. I would recommend going out and getting your own glass bottom, much like the glass bottom boat that I'm sure Monty is well familiar with.
Glass bottom boat. Ooh,
get yourself one of these glass containers. And Monty, do you have a product that you've appreciated this year?
I do, and this is going to sound a bit odd because it's a film. And I know that the cinema industry in 2020 was disrupted due to various events that shall remain.
I thought there were some of the best movies that ever came out were this year, but
they made. I believe they released 84 different Wonder Woman films this year. I mean, that's got to be some kind of record.
I saw the 84th Wonder Woman came out on Christmas.
Yeah, that is. I mean, they must be doing at least 4 or 5 a month, if not more.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic time we live in. This year was very prolific in a lot of ways, and film, I think, was no less. So, Monty, what is this movie that's about you?
Film is prolific in 2020, and let me tell you about this film that I watched. And I'm going to open up this bottle of champagne here as I'm watching it. It's a foreign film, so I don't know what y'all's propensity is for watching movies with subtitles. It's from Denmark. And I don't know if you know anything about people in Denmark or Europe. In reality, they like to drink, which is why I am featuring this. Because guess what? I like to drink as well. I think Matt Howell likes to drink. I think Chernesky likes to drink. I think all of our audience likes to drink.
I've been known to have a nip.
Yeah, a nip. a nip. Sorry, I'm derailing us from the timeline.
Let's film you saw. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm derailing from the timeline. This movie is called Another Round. It's from Denmark. It's the greatest film I've ever seen in my entire life. It's about a bunch of 45, maybe 50, maybe even 60. How old would you say? Woo! Oh, it came! I'm all
Happy
wet.
New Year.
That is very
Happy New Year.
sensual.
Happy
Very
New Year,
sensual.
indeed. I am fucking soaked. Anyway, it's about a bunch of guys who are going through a midlife crisis to turn to alcohol, and guess what? They have a beautiful life. What a life that they live after turning to alcohol. And you know what? That's what I celebrate. It's the greatest product in the world, the greatest film I've ever seen in my entire life. And that closing sequence, the closing sequence of Another Round, it's a Denmark film or Danish film, I guess. But don't eat Danishes while you watch it. Drink. It's the greatest film I've ever seen in my entire life. And you know what? It got like 90%, 92%, if I'm being specific, on Rotten Tomatoes.
That
Another
is
Round.
quite a rating. Another Round.
Featuring Mads Mikkelsen, the guy that you know and love with the weird face that played Hannibal and was the guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my first. Oh my god, I made such a fucking mess, and my balls.
I will
are so wet.
sometimes, if I'm feeling a bit froggy, I'll go to Pornhub.co.uk for some international films. But that's about as far as I go. And Chernesky, you look like a man who likes to buy products and appreciate the blessings that are great products.
I have the finest things, as you see. I have all sorts of, these are from all over the world, these glasses you would drink alcohol from. But there's another glass that I like this year. They've done it again, folks. Yeti has done it again. It's going to be hard to see with the lighting, but this is the Memorial Day the Veterans Day special edition Yeti 20-ounce tumbler. It came in a white, in this navy or red. As you see, it had the Elements copper trim, which is not common on Yetis. They usually have the stainless trim. And of course, we have our beloved American flag etched into the Yeti. This is not a personalized thing. They sold out within 3 hours. I got my hands on one thanks to a friend and fan. Bought me and shipped me this one. That's what happens when you get a level of celebrity. People do those things for you. They know I'm the Spaghetti Yeti. They know I need this kind of stuff, and I'm out and about, and they got it for me. Now, real quick, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you what is good to drink in this Yeti. I call this the all liquor John Daly. A John Daly is iced tea and lemonade. Let's see, vodka, iced tea, and lemonade. It's an Arnold Palmer that's got booze in it. But the all alcohol John Daly is where you take sweet tea, vodka, and you take lemon vodka, and you just mix them 50-50, because you don't need this iced tea and you don't need this lemonade if the vodka has it covered for you. And so,
yes, the all alcohol John Daly.
The all alcohol John Daly. This is like also known as the Salesman's Retreat, I believe, is another name for this drink. But either way, we drink it out of our wonderful Veterans Day tumbler. And the proceeds from this went to the troops. It went to a charity, I think Folds of Honor. So,
well, hey, I want to thank that product for its service. And speaking of John Daly, he is a golfer, is he not?
He's a golfer. He's a fan too.
He's a fan and a golfer. Now, I do believe that coming up next on the show, we have some wonderful golf footage. Is that correct?
We do. And I like to lean on my guitar whenever I watch golf footage. So roll that beautiful golf footage. This is from our Consumption Con golf tournament, the Diaz Brothers Memorial Golf Tournament.
Oh my God. Sorry about that.
Roll it.
Great Chernesky here at Consumption Con, the Diaz Brothers Memorial Golf Tournament here. Woo! And we have Monty. Woo! Monty is slaying the links today. I don't know if you even saw him. Here we are golfing, hitting the links to begin Consumption Con, knocking them down, of course. Let's go.
Monty here.
Chernesky here.
Whoa! We're doing it. Consumption Con.
Yes, a.k.a. the Brown
Memorial.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Brown Babe Ruth right here.
Woo!
We got Dan the Man. We got Dan the Man. We got Asian Alex. We got everybody here.
Everybody's here. Everybody's here. We got Eric. We got Alex. We got Dan the Man. The Brown Babe Ruth.
Oh, yeah.
What a ball. That was a shot.
Sam here, a.k.a. the Brown Babe Ruth.
Where's your ball?
Right here.
Look at that fucking
Right here.
drive. Woo!
A lot of people don't realize Great Chernesky is also magic, even though my name sounds like a magician. I have and I call upon the power of the shaft. I just say on high, I call upon the power of the shaft, and the shaft shall rise. Rise and float, shaft. This is the power of the shaft. Great Chernesky.
We're rolling. Oh, it's up.
Oh, I got my finger in front of that
I'm
last one.
sorry.
Great Chernesky here. Just finished the
Monty here.
Monty here. We just finished the Diaz Brothers Memorial
Diaz
Golf
Brothers.
Tournament. That's part of Consumption Con 2020.
We're living it. This is the real MVP right here.
Look at this right here.
He stole the
He's
show.
drinking. Oh, he's drinking. Diaz Brothers Memorial Golf Tournament. This guy won it. What do you have to say when you win the tournament?
Champion.
Yeah, champion.
He says champion. Wise words.
Campeones, campeones,
Wise words.
campeones. Hey, yeah.
Memorial champion.
Woo! It's the Brown Babe Brood, baby.
Brown Babe Ruth. Monty.
Jets fan Dan is running away because I asked him to show our bald heads.
He won't show the bald head.
I
Let's
will.
have a beer with this animal. Wow, seeing that sports, the golf, it reminds me of a story actually. There was a man that me and Monty grew up with, and he lived down the road from Monty, and he hit a golf ball. He was practicing golf in his yard. He hit it through his neighbor's window, and it smashed his neighbor's lamp. He runs over to check the damage. Yep, the window's broken. The lamp is smashed, and he sees this kind of rotund man in a turban sitting there, and his neighbors don't look like that. And he's like, "Who's this guy?" And he says, "Who are you? You don't live here?" And the guy goes, "I'm a genie. You freed me from the lamp when you smashed it with that golf ball." And he goes, "Oh, do I get 3 wishes?" The guy said to him, and he said, "Yes." Well, he said, "Well, sort of. You only freed me by accident and you broke the lamp. So you'll get 2 and I get 1. And then he goes, "Okay." He said, "What would you like your wish to be?" And he said, "I'd like to be the best golfer in the world." And he's like, "All right, you'll be the best golfer in the world." And then he's like, "Oh, great. My wife will never see me again." The genie says, "You got a wife?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Bring her over here." So he goes, he brings over the wife. He goes, "The second wish your wife gets." So the wife thought about it. She goes, "I want $1 million a week for life." And he's like, "Sure." He goes, "Now my wish," the genie says. And he says, "I wish to spend all night making love to your wife." And Monty's old neighbor goes, "No way, man. No way, genie. I'm not going to let you do that. That's not cool." And he goes, "Then you won't become the best golfer in the world, and you won't get $1 million a week, because if I don't get my wish, you guys don't get your wishes." And the guy thought about it, goes, "Fine." And so he left, and the genie made love to his wife all night long. And at the end of the night, the genie asked his wife, he said, "How old is that guy that lives down the street from Monty?" And his wife said, "He's about 45. And the genie said, "Isn't he a little old to believe in genies?" Remember that, Monty?
Oh, so good. So good.
And then we wrote this
So
song.
good.
Then Monty and I, after we heard about that guy in that situation, we wrote this song. Gavel bang, the judge said time served. Check out the DA cower. Who got the power? We got the power. Check out this black sheep running free, knocking down your ivory tower. Who got the power? We got the power. It's that old, old, old Auburn soul song. Throw some heart in it, sing along. Still think it's that old, old, old Auburn soul song. Throw some heart in it, sing along. There we go. ho hum. Pour around a whiskey sour. Who got the power? We got the power. Call up them old girls. Tell them meet us in half an hour. Who got the power? They got the power. It's that old soul song. Throw some heart in it. Sing along, long, long. It's that old soul song. Throw some heart in it. Sing along. Sometimes when I'm feeling blue, I grab my Yeti, I have a drink or two. I finish the Yeti, I start howling at the moon. That's when I remember you, and sometimes then I think about you. I grab the bottle, have another drink or two. I turn on that radio and I start singing that song by John the Cougar Mellencamp. Sing it 'cause you know it. And it goes, oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Oh yeah, the city life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone.
That was so good. I'm around.
Monty here, coming at you live, Costa Monty, with our special holiday sex cocktail to keep in line with my sex tips that are quite randy and depraved, but also guaranteed to get you laid. So we are gonna go with what are we going with today? Who knows? Oh, we're going with Monty's sack. That's right, my sack, Monty's version of the Sazerac. Now, the Sazerac originated from New Orleans a long time ago. It calls for rye whiskey and Peychaud's bitters, but we're gonna mix it up just a little bit and make it our own, the Monty sack. So first, you're going to need absinthe. You're going to need some bourbon, because Monty prefers bourbon whiskey. The classic Sazerac goes with Peychaud's bitters. I'm using Angostura. And a little bit of orange bitters. Makes a really great floral and sweet and citrusy aftertaste with the spice of the absinthe. Anyway, oh, and some Demerara sugar. If you can't find Demerara sugar, you're not in Britain, because this is the fancy stuff. Because that's how I do here in Montyland. Anywho, let's get started, would we? So first, we're going to take our absinthe. I love absinthe. Smells so good. Yes, indeed. Anywho, you take a bar spoon and you pour it into the glass. And you swirl it like you're swirling a cock. Swirl, swirl, bitches. Set this aside. We're going to use it again. And then we go with a bar spoon of the Demerara fancy sugar. Look at this thing. Just a bar spoon. Maybe a little bit more. I'm feeling quite randy. You take the Angostura bitters and you just splash and ejaculate all over the sugar. Oh yeah. And you take your orange bitters and you do the same exact thing. Rinse and repeat. I go 4 times a day. This is nothing. Then you take your cock. I mean, the muddler. Could be a nice nickname for a cock. And you muddle. And you muddle. And you double fist. Yeah. Get it all nice and dissolved in there. Yum. Yummy. Then you take your bourbon. I'm going with the nice Bladen Bow bourbon. Obviously, Monty likes his bourbon. There's not much left in here. Time for a recharge. Or a refractory period from drinking. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. I can go 4 times a day, baby. Put the bourbon into the jigger. And you pour it all over that special spunk. Forgot to put the lids on these. I'm so sloppy. I like it sloppy. Sloppy in bed, sloppy in bar, sloppy all over my face. Anywho, you mix. Yum. Pussy's ready. Can you drop in your big ice? Because I'm a size queen. Ooh, it splashed. Oh, I made a mess. Oopsie. You take your absinthe again. Another bar spoon. Ooh, that's a little bit more than a bar spoon, but the Bills are playing tonight. Yes, this was pre-recorded. The lid, honey, please! You top it off with a little water, because love it. Just a drip. That's like after my 5th time. That's about the flow. Oh yeah. Still got some though, because I can go 5 times. Anywho, you garnish with an orange, just like so. Drop it in. You rub. There you have it. Boys and girls, my sack for everyone. Monty's sack. Guaranteed to get you laid. Mwah!
Hey, all right. What a wonderful cocktail recipe that was from Mr. Monty. And let's just get the screens back where they should be. A little bit of a technical changover. I just had my drink refreshed. How's everyone else looking over there?
Swirl, swirl. Everybody at home, do a swirl, swirl with us. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Swirl,
Swirl, swirl, motherfuckers!
You know, before we
I made a
played the
tiny
song,
spill.
The wonderful cocktail recipe, I'd be remiss if I didn't do a shout out to our good friend and fan, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, a lot of you at home probably thought, why wasn't Tiger at the Diaz Brothers Memorial Golf Tournament with all those guys?
I was asking myself that very question.
Yeah, so I met Tiger years ago, and you'd think maybe at one of the country clubs I frequent, but no. Actually, it was at a very high-end restaurant, which will remain nameless. But guess what he was eating? He was eating a club sandwich. It was a lunchtime affair, and I said, Tiger, you eat at the country club all the time, and when you're not eating at the country club, you eat a club. And so then we became best friends. And but I do have a joke about him. And the joke is, what is the difference between Tiger Woods and Santa Claus?
Please tell me.
I don't know. Enthrall me. I don't know.
Santa Claus stops after 3 hoes.
Oh!
And Tiger loves that joke. We laugh about it all the time. We laugh over a club sandwich, BLT, whatever.
God.
Anyways.
I would love a sandwich right now.
Well, is that your next product? We're going to do our round 2 of 3 of our favorite products of 2020. We're going to share our lessons on all of you.
No, I'm not going to share a sandwich, but the thing I am going to share is something I do consume orally, much like a sandwich, but instead of solid food, well, it's a bit of a solid, but it becomes a liquid. It is the Mount Hagen Organic Fair Trade Instant Coffee Single Serve Sticks. Now,
wow,
I know what you're thinking. Matt Hall, isn't he an infamous coffee snob? Yes, I am. And that's why I'm shocked. It's as if I got my finger in the plug when I picked this product up. That's how shocked I was to find an instant coffee, Mount Hagen freeze-dried instant coffee in a single-serve packet that actually passed the Matt Hall coffee test. This makes a brilliant cup of coffee. Now, myself, I need my coffee a bit stronger because of, well, you know, I'm a bit of a workaholic, I'll say. All right, so sometimes I run myself ragged. I go beyond, the means of my natural energy reserves. I might need a little extra coffee. So what I do is, instead of the recommended serving of 1, I take 2 of these. And I snip the top off. I take my kettle. I boil the water. Pour these into a mug. Just to demonstrate here. A coffee mug. Just like, now I'm pantomiming this whole thing. This isn't actually happening right now. Don't get confused. I'm not making coffee. Normally, this is an empty cup. I pour this in here. Pour in the hot water. Stir it up. And within literally, I don't know, it takes me about 2.5 minutes to boil a cup of water in my electric kettle. I have a delicious cup of coffee ready to go. And I just feel so blessed to have discovered the organic fair trade freeze-dried I'm sorry. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting tongue-tied. The organic fair trade freeze-dried instant coffee single-serve packets from Mount Hagen Coffee. A wonderful instant coffee. Probably the only instant coffee that will pass the test of wonderful products of 2020.
That's wonderful.
You can find that anywhere that fine coffee is sold.
Can you send me
Just,
some?
I like that one because it's science and a great
Yes.
product. It just shows us the wonders of this modern age. I have Monty. Do you have another product? I'll let you go first.
I got a product. I got a product that I am very, very proud of. I'm very proud to talk about. And I know we're on a tight schedule, so I'll try and be as fast as possible. But I also bear in mind I've been drinking all night, and so I'm all drunk up and I got nowhere to go. The product that I want to fucking talk about
He said it.
are my fucking Buffalo Bills. That's right. The product in the field is just so fucking wonderful. And that product that I think everybody should experience is Josh Allen's penis. That's right. Josh Allen grew 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Josh Allen is 24 years old. He's 24 years old. My Buffalo Bills, right here. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. My Buffalo Bills. Chernesky's Buffalo Bills.
Hell yeah!
Oh, I don't know if you're a Bills fan, but you fucking better be.
Everybody at home, we're gonna sing it.
Listen.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, let's go,
Hey,
Buffalo.
yeah.
Woo!
Let's go Buffalo.
12 years ago, the Bills were an afterthought. The Patriots are running rampant. Josh Allen was trying to grow his penis. He wasn't nobody. Well, guess what? Josh Allen grew his penis and he's fucking slopping it around the fucking football field in the NFL. He whipped that thing out and he's smashing it all over. You know what he did? He fucking smacked Bill Belichick's face with it. In fact, Bill Belichick don't know what to fucking do. He threw a phone against the wall last week. So the Buffalo Bills, who are the second best team, maybe the first best team in the NFL, that's my product. The number one team right here that we talk about, the product in the field, the Buffalo Bills, that's my team. That's what I got to go with. That's the final answer. Go Bills!
Bills. Well, that's okay. That's an interesting product. The product on the field. I have
And the product of the penis that took 12 years to grow.
Yeah,
well, let me
he's
tell you.
referencing an infamous tweet from Josh Allen when he was
That's
a teenager.
true, but
that
I
said,
saw
I don't
something.
care what
I saw
anybody
it.
says. I'm gonna grow my penis.
Well, I
That's what
saw something on the internet this past week, and I haven't shared it with anybody, and I'll share it with you offline.
Oh,
I think it's a bit. This is a bit graphic.
a Monty
but-
leaks.
This is the Monty League. Josh Allen threw a pass in very short shorts, and it was one of those. It was a very pull situation. Now, as a possessor, I know what that is, and that's what I'm going to leave it at.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he destroyed those short shorts like that microphone just got destroyed.
Monty is, when he says he's a possessor, he's talking about his endowment. Actually, I have a funny story about that. But sometimes it gets Monty in a little bit of trouble. Monty, do you remember back when we took a trip? We took a trip out to the Schenectady area of New York.
Schenectady. I'll remember all about Schenectady.
Yeah,
Yes, I
so
do.
Schenectady, Monty met a lovely lady, and she said, "Why don't we go out and take a drive?" And he took a drive with this lady, and they parked along the whatever that water is down there, and they, started to become intimate. And then she stopped and said, "Hey, I forgot to mention to you that I'm a hooker." And she said, "This will cost you $100." And Monty's like, "Well, that's fine. I'm good for it." And so he hands her the $100 afterwards, and then they're sitting there in the car, and he's not driving anywhere. And she goes, "Hey, where are we going? Why aren't we driving?" And he says, "Oh, did I forget to mention? I'm a cabbie, and the ride back to town is $100."
Yeah, that's a true story. I did that. I fucking did that.
So anyhow, my product is two. I'm going to cheat a little bit. So the first one, anyone who's a Consumption Con, that was our convention this summer. Next year, we're going to definitely be doing it. So anybody here, stay in touch. We'll be telling you when Consumption Con is. As you see, there's a memorial golf tournament. There is drinking, there's boozing, there's alcohols, there's camping. It's all good stuff. But one of all of the people who are there noticed that I carry one thing, and that's these True Lime packets. And you say, "What?" Yeah, why?
Is that crystallized lime?
These are dehydrated lime. So let me show you a packet if you've never seen these. They make these in lemon, lime, grapefruit, and orange. And they're just little packets, but inside them is little crystals of actual lime. It's not like Crystal Light, it's not Kool-Aid. It's real lime that they made, that they made into dehydrated things. And you say, "Well, who cares about that? Why do you care about these?" Well, you all spend thousands of dollars a year on Bud Light limes, Labatt Blue limes, all the limes, but you can turn any old beer at regular cost into a lime beer by pouring this right into it. And you don't need those messy, disgusting, fresh limes. Oh, God. Don't even get me started. So just to show, one beer that's great with this is High Life. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, is one that everyone at Consumption Con, we consumed Miller High Lifes with lime packets. And I'm cheating because my second product, because every holiday season, Miller comes out with these deliciously amazing.
So good.
The champagne of beers comes in a champagne bottle for us all to celebrate, to toast some bubbly. And I don't want to say goodbye to 2020. This was such a phenomenal year for all of us. But Old Father Time doesn't care about how much fun we're having. He says, "On with it, kiddos." And so we have this wonderful champagne bottle, and I've got a glass rimmed, a gold rimmed glass, and I'm just going to pour a little champagne in here, a little Miller High Life. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that lime packet. And I know I'm a little bit spaghetti yetiing right now, but bear with me, because when it's done, the aromas, the citrus notes.
This is truly scientific.
It goes in, it looks just like this. Now what happens if you pour this straight into a bottle or can? I'm going to warn you, the thing will foam up, especially the champagne of beers. You see, it's already going haywire in there. So
amazing.
Drink down about a quarter or a third of the beer, then pour in the lime packet. And again, never buy disgusting organic fresh lime again. Buy these packets, True Lime. Buy the champagne of beers. Toast to the bubbly 2021. It's going to be tough for you to stack up to 2020, but here's the hoping.
God, I can't believe how many times I've gone to slice one of those a natural, lime, a lime fruit, and had acidic juice burst into my ocular region.
It sprays you in the eyes.
Horrible.
If I don't want to be grotesque, if anybody has cuts on their hands, it burns their hands. If you have herpes sores on your mouth, some people may relate to that.
And I have herpes sores on my hands, which is even worse.
That's the worst because they got to touch the lime.
Yes.
But you know what? Let's get back to some music.
Let's do it.
This is the song you've all come and logged in for. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Monty knows it down in D.C. Matt Hall knows it. You got to sing it. I know I can't hear you. Even if I was playing for you live, in person I wouldn't hear you because I'm so in my own head and up my own ass when I play. It's like none of you are there. But guess what? I need to hear you singing digitally online. This song is called American Wolf. And the tutorial is this. I go, American Wolf, and then you say American Wolf. And then I say, so let's try that. American Wolf,
American Wolf,
what I am, what I am. There you go. Then you don't have to worry about any of the next sentence. It's too long to remember. Ba, 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 ba. And then I say American Wolf again, and you say American Wolf. And then I say is what I be, you say is what I be. So again, American Wolf, you shout American Wolf. I say is what I am, is what I am. Some other stuff happens, then American Wolf is what I be, is what I be. And I want to hear you wherever you are. You could be on a public toilet right now watching on your phone. You better be shouting this with me. This is it. We got plenty of show for you, but this is the musical #1 hit of Great Chernesky, American Wolf. Ready? American Wolf is what I am. I was born in Canyon Fire. I was raised by Uncle Sam. American Wolf is what I be. You ain't pulling no wool over these eyes on me. Yeah. Oh, well, alone I'll roam, and I own the night. If I bite more than I chew, I got a pack at my side. Look in these eyes, nothing to lose, nothing to hide. American Wolf, American pride, American pride. I had to say it twice. I got so much pride, I gotta say it. American Wolf is what I am. I was born in Canyon Fire. I was raised by Uncle Sam. American Wolf is what I be. You ain't pulling no wool over these eyes on me. Well, revolution, my constitution, I'll serve it 7 days a week. You hit me, I'll hit you harder. I ain't got no other cheek. Look at this face, no place to kiss and no place to shave. American Wolf, American rage. Ready to sing? American Wolf is what I am. I was born in Canyon Fire. I was raised by Uncle Sam. American Wolf is what I be. You ain't pulling no over these eyes on me. I'm going to sing to a very special American girl, my wonderful partners here. 'Cause American girls, they do it right. Oh, brother, they dance real good. Got them jeans real tight. Us wolves circle round. We make a sound. Howl with me. Oh, American woman is a fox in wolf's clothing. And if she's looking for a strong holding, look no further than one last time, internet, ready? American Wolf is what I am. Well, I pissed cannon fire. I was raised by Uncle Sam. American Wolf is what I be. You ain't pulling no wool over these eyes on me. No, you ain't pulling no wool over the great Chernesky. Thank you all.
Thank you to the
That
great
was so
Chernesky
good.
for that song.
Wow, so good.
Thank
That was a
you.
great song. I love hearing it.
It is one of my favorite songs that the great Chernesky has composed. I do feel blessed to have heard that song. I feel blessed to know that song, just like I feel blessed to be in contact with so many great products this year. I know we just talked about some products.
Just did a great product, but we had 3 for you folks.
I do have another product I like to share. Do you guys have more that you want to share?
Yeah.
I got, yeah, of course.
Chat. Oh,
Well,
you mean us?
Yes.
Tell people to post their favorite product.
But I would love everyone in the chat, please send us tell us what your favorite product is. If there's a link where we can purchase it, that's all the better. Because what's a good product if you're not going to buy it? The whole thing is your freedom to buy amazing products as an American. That is the essence of modern American life, is to be able to buy great products at a great price and to be blessed by their presence. Now, one thing that I bought this year, I've seen plenty of advertisements for it, and I thought finally, and I'm going to give the sound first, okay? You tell me if you know what this is, just based on the sound.
What's the sound?
Are we hearing it? Well,
Sounds like a vibrator.
it's not a vibrator. In fact,
I'm so
I know
disappointed.
that sound anywhere. It's usually yes.
it's the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0.
Wow.
What with the light,
The vibrator, though,
the
bro.
light to help you guide your way down to your pubis region if you're digging out the I'll say the hair, to be blunt. This has a so this is how it looks completely raw without the guard, but you don't want to shave all the way down. You're going to get stubble. It's going to be uncomfortable. So, the geniuses at Manscaped have put a little guard on here. So you can get a very close, very intimate, sensual shave without going all the way down and getting any irritation on your genitals. This Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 is completely waterproof.
Say lawnmower? Lawnmower?
The lawnmower, yes, because also, I'm not going to bring it inside, but the other product I love is my riding mower. So it's
got a riding mower?
Really?
And a riding lawnmower.
Oh, yes. It's an American right.
It's getting warm in here. It's getting warm in here.
And the light,
I love it.
light does so much to help. You know, it's one thing to have a waterproof shaver in the shower. It's another thing to be using the light. As you see, it illuminates my face.
Right.
A wonderful product. And you may ask, what did I pay for a product like this? The price doesn't matter. If you have to ask, it's not for you, okay? You buy products because you're thankful for them. You want to thank the brands like Manscaped or Mount Hagen or the Lime
Yeti.
people.
The True Lime people, and Yeti, and even Miller High Life.
It is your privilege to serve them and to give them your hard-earned dollars and to bask in the glory that is their wonderful products. And I can't say enough how much I love the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. I'd love to use it right now, but I don't want to have the stream shut down, so I'm going to put it away.
I want to see it.
Just to
Now,
be safe.
Matt-
Just to be safe.
I know a little bit about
Take a
Matt.
private video and send it to me later.
So Matt is a very prolific vlogger. He does daily videos or something like that. And on one of his, I noticed that his Manscaped land mower was running by itself. It was haunted. And so the fact that one of his top 3 products was something that maybe malfunctioned should show you the quality they put into that he doesn't even care that it malfunctioned. It's still worth it.
I do want to chime in and say it was not malfunctioning. An angel had taken up residence in the mower.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that.
No. But it wasn't a ghost. It wasn't a poltergeist. It was an angel. It was a holy, blessed experience.
Well, I'm very sorry. And then for my product of the year, this is the last product of 2020. We kind of sort of rank them least favorite to most favorite. And my most favorite, and I know this is one of Monty's favorites too, this was a very exclusive item. Only celebrities like me and Monty even got our paws on this thing. I had to call in some favors. You know how it is. There was one beer that came out this year. What could it be?
Oh my
could it
god,
be?
I'm getting aroused already.
Busch Light Apple. That's right.
Oh, is that the last one?
That's the last one I have.
Oh my god, it's special New Year's Eve to you.
Oh, yes. Merry New Year's Eve 2020. A hallmark year, a wonderful year, because they invented Busch Light Apple. And this beer, oh my goodness, oh my. This beer is wonderful. And I even reviewed it for all my fans and my friends. And this beer is hard to get, and hopefully it comes back. It was a limited edition. This is the last one that I have in my collection. And this could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, folks.
Millions of dollars, really.
Exactly. But guess what you're going to see me do? Conspicuously consume it, because
God.
New Year's Eve, and we are all drunk up, nowhere to go. This is a celebration of you. This beer is so good. If you're like, hey, I wish I could drink hard cider, but it's also stupid, and I want a Busch Light.
Yes.
That's what Busch Light Apple is for. It comes on Appley like a Granny Smith or a varietal, but then it backs off into that Busch Light taste, and you wake up with in your mouth. So there we have it, folks.
Chernesky, I have to ask you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. How do you like them apples?
Oh,
Them
I
apples
love
are
these
good.
apples.
Them apples are so
I'm sad
good.
that they're gone, Busch. If you are watching Busch Light as a company, please. But anyhow, let's move on with the show.
Yes, and I'm
Apple
sorry
is
to our
for
viewers. We just had a bit of a visual glitch, but we have another celebrity message
Did they
here.
see the Busch Light Apple?
They saw it, but they also saw a little bit more than they were supposed to. So we're gonna go to another celebrity greeting from them to you.
A's for Apple.
What is up, everybody? It is I, the intern. I have been asked by the great TGC to make a short video, and I would love to make one. So, 2020 is literally almost over in a few hours. So, Happy New Year's to everyone. End of 2020. Here comes 2021. But those, who haven't heard from the interview, I just want to give everyone a 2020 update that my partner in crime, my Frankenstein, my Charlie Brown, it is very well. He is happy. He is very active. He's been kept busy, if everyone knows what I mean. Been kept very, very busy. But my cousin is happy. He is talking to my grandpa. Wait, I did mention that it was my cousin with Alec, with a C, right? Not X. Alec, with a C. But anyway, we have done it. The Bills have done it. What a great history it is to witness. So here's to the end of 2020. Here comes 2021, and I am ready to start it off. Here we go. Cannot wait any much more longer. Fuck yeah!
Thank you, Alex. Or Alec. Thank you. If you guys don't
I
understand,
can't tell the difference. I don't know who's who. Alex.
they're cousins. They look very similar, and one has had a catastrophic adult circumcision that went wrong. The other hasn't, but you'd be forgiven for mixing them up. If you guys don't understand that reference, please check out Conspicuous Consumption, where we interview him about his cousin's misfortune, and it's great to have his well wishes. Thank you, Alex. And guess what? We sometimes call him the A-Bomb, but he wasn't the original A-Bomb. This next song is about the real original A-Bomb, an intern that worked for us.
Before you get into that song, I do want to say in the comments, if you want to see one more cooking session, we want to give it to you, but you have to ask for it. You got to let us know you need it.
We got 2 spaghetti Yetis that you haven't seen that we are ready to show you. We want to know if you want to see 1 or 2 of them. So that's what I meant. We should.
Oh, correct.
We should
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to show you another spaghetti Yeti, but we have a third lined up. So we want to see how much time you guys have. We'd love to have you with us learning about cooking, sharing the art. But listen, now it's time for a song. Hopefully we told you this was not really safe for work, not safe for kids. I think that ship sailed a long time ago, but if you got children, you got to get
them to bed. Put them to bed.
Unless you want them to learn a thing or two. These songs, they're coming up. They're the ones you all love and sing along with. These are the Chernesky. These are the blue tracks. These are the B-sides. These are the ones that talk about the down and dirty. There's adult language, adult themes, even this song about our former intern, because we went to a strip club with him and some actions happened. Ready? Aaron Roth was an intern. He finished up his last day. Got cut a check for less than minimum wage. In the state, there's a law that says when you're an intern, we don't have to pay the full rate. He don't remember that. Oh, we don't remember that. After time, that shit just fades away. That night, we brought him out to the strip club. That was the night the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about the night the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes you just can't suck or fuck, so get a hand job anyway. Aaron Roth came from Tennessee. He walked the straightest line you'd see. He was more than an intern to me. He was like a buddy. Aaron's name was known at the local Domino's. I don't know where he made his dough. We never even paid him, you know. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about the night the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes you just can't suck or fuck, so get a hand job anyway. Back in 2003, I went to my prom, you see. I got a hand job anyway. In the last bathroom stall, and it was given by me. It still counts, got a hand job anyway. That bust me up. Ulysses S. Grant led the mighty Union Army. He got a hand job anyway. I once had a teacher say to me, I don't know crap about history. Maybe it's true, but you know what else? Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about when the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes you just can't suck or fuck, so get a hand job anyway. I'm getting emotional. Back in the strip club, Aaron was sitting back in the VIP. He thought tonight was his night as the stripper put her hands inside his Levi jeans. Last call was on. Did he have enough time? Let's all see. Then the last song came on. It was by his favorite band, Eagle Eye Cherry. You know Eagle Eye Cherry? And they sang, Save Tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about the night the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes you just can't suck or fuck, you get a hand job anyway. Sometimes, one more time everyone. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about the night the A-bomb almost got laid. Sometimes you just can't suck or fuck, you get a hand job anyway. That song, it pulls on my heartstrings. You see that it's a struggle to even perform it, but just the memories come back and wow. Great Chernesky here. I'm welcoming you to another episode of Spaghetti Yeti.
where I'm going to teach you some of my culinary delights. Just enjoying a nice libation out of my special Veterans Day commemorative Yeti tumbler. But enough about that. Let's get to the food. Today I've got a very special recipe for you folks. It's called the Buff Me Sandwich. Again, Buff Me, B-U-F-F space M-I. It's a buffalo, Western New York take on the banh mi, a Vietnamese delight, which is some thinly sliced pork with kind of like a sort of Asian slaw, and it's a sandwich on French bread. We're going to do this up a little different. We're going to make a buffalo chicken sandwich kind of as a hearken to the banh mi. We call it the buff mi, like buffalo meat. Now, the very first thing you have to do when you prep is you have to make the slaw. If you can think of it the day before and make the slaw, that way it can marinate overnight. Now, a banh mi would have, I don't know, Asian cabbages or things like that. And it would be kind of got a little mayonnaise in it, kind of like a coleslaw. For the buff mi, we really want to hone in on the flavors and the sides of buffalo wings. So our slaw is going to be celery, carrots, red onion, and banana peppers. So let me show that for you real quick. Now I'd say I cheated and made the slaw ahead of time, but like I told you earlier, making the slaw ahead of time is the right thing to do. So as you see, I bought carrot chips and I diced them up. I diced up celery, well, I cut it into pieces. Again, some onion. This time I used white onion. I usually use red onion. Both are fine. And then I bought, a jar of banana peppers and I diced them up there. You'll see the little yellow parts are the banana peppers. Put in a little bit of garlic salt. So this kind of shaker that's half garlic and half sea salt that you grind out of it. I put a little of that, a lot of black pepper, and then drizzled it with olive oil and used some red wine vinegar this time. You could also use cider vinegar in this, but this time I used red wine. You just coat everything with that. You don't add like a ton. See in the bottom there's almost no pool of vinegar. Actually, there's a little pooling. Every couple hours, if you can think of it, just take the top off and just stir it up. So you don't get that situation where the top half is all crispy and the bottom half is very marinated. Again, you leave this overnight. It becomes a really nice kind of relish. And that's going to be the slaw on top of our sandwich. But of course, we got to get the meat going. And here you see we got the range top griddle. I actually have two. This is what the other side of one would look like. That's a Lodge, and this one came with it. Use the griddle side. What we're going to do is get this grill hot. It's a little too chilly out to do some outdoor grilling, so I'm just going to grill here. Just get this nice and heated, and then what I got is a paper towel just covered with some vegetable oil. You could use like an olive oil or grapeseed oil if you want to be healthier, but remember those have lower smoke points, and since I plan to keep this grill real hot, I'm just going to use like a canola, like a basic vegetable oil, like you kind of use in a fryer. You see I just take the paper towel, wipe down the grill. So now it's hot and it's all oiled up. Let's get that chicken on it. Here we got the chicken on the grill. You want a nice hot grill that we oiled up, and now you see it gets nice and sizzling. Now I'm a big proponent of seasoning all over the meat as we grill it. So what I'm going to do here, start with, I'll start with, again, that grinder of some garlic and some sea salt. Just grind it right on. Now I'm a huge garlic fiend, so I'm actually going to take some garlic powder. I don't care that I get seasonings on my grill. It's got to get washed anyway. I'm going to do a little onion powder. I'm going to do a little chili powder. A little black pepper, fresh ground. Again, I don't care that I've got overspray. I'm seasoning the grill, if you will. And then I'm feeling a little frisky tonight. I'm going to do a little ground chipotle. No, with the chipotle, you can't go too heavy. Not because it's spicy, but because it's a strong aromatic spice. So you can always get very generous with spices when you first put the meat on, and that's the side up. Because when we flip these, a lot of those spices are going to fall to the grill. We just want some of it to cook in. The other reason I like being generous on spices on meat I'm grilling is because it almost gives it a sear type deal. A sear is when you put meat on a grill really hot or meat in a really hot pan
and you kind of make almost like a crust. That's a sear, where a hot grill or pan makes like a barrier. On a grill like this, if I'm not going to cook that chicken super hot, I'm not going to sear chicken. That's something I would do on steak, maybe fish. So by putting all that layer of spices, and the spices get hot, you kind of seal in some of the moisture because the spices are acting as that barrier. At least that's my theory. I've cooked meat like this for years. It makes it flavorful. It kind of keeps it a little more tender, I feel, inside, juicier. But again, when you see what we have in store for this chicken, you won't care so much about the upstream prep. You may not even season this at all on the grill, and that's okay. Maybe just a little salt and pepper, because what we've got in store for this chicken meat will change everything. It'll be a game breaker. You can get under this. Flip it. Now, I mean, as you can see, that's definitely cooked. Remember, this side was grilled down. We didn't obviously season it, so now we want to season, again, garlic powder. We'll even do a little bit of this garlic sea salt. I'm a garlic nut. I love garlic everything. Gonna do a little black pepper. Basically every single spice we did before. Onion powder, chili powder, and a little chipotle. All right, now our chicken's come up to temp. We took it with a thermometer, and then we're gonna dice it up. It's kind of gonna have like a little bit of grilling it as hot as we did with the spices. You're gonna notice it's gonna lock in some of the juiciness. This chicken isn't like dried out. Even if you did mess yours up and you overcooked it, to be honest, I could have cooked this chicken a little less. I just knew that based on my next steps, I could get away with it. So in this case, we're just gonna do, we're gonna dice it up. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. What you see here on the stove is I got a pan on super low heat, and we got some wing sauce, some buffalo wing sauce going. As you see, I'm using bottled today, just cheating, just making it a little quick. On another episode, I'll show you how to make my wing sauce. We get a hot pan, let the wing sauce heat up, and we're just gonna dump our cube chicken right in there. There we go. Make sure it gets nice and coated. Oh, lost one. This is why I mentioned that I wasn't worried about if we overcooked the chicken today, because the plan was we're just going to simmer this in wing sauce, and that will kind of rehydrate it if we overcooked it a little bit. In this case, we didn't super overcook it. So really, this is going to be nice and saucy. I'm going to run this on just low heat for... Honestly, I'm going to do this about 10 minutes. I got pretzel rolls. I'm going to heat up some pretzel rolls in the toaster on a very low heat. Not toast them. I don't want them that. I just want them a little warm, maybe like on a 250 degrees for just a 5 minute, not even 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. All right, here we got our toasted, they're almost slightly toasted pretzel rolls. We're going to do some, in this case, we're doing some cayenne jalapeno cheese. We could do whatever you want, cheddar, even mozzarella, whatever, it's all good. Put one slice below the action on the bottom part of the pretzel rolls. Buffalo chicken meat. It's been nice and simmering in that wing sauce for about 10 minutes now, so it's absorbed it. It's great. Smells awesome. I wish you guys had a smell-o-vision here. We're gonna do a slice above the action, right on top of that hot chicken. Hopefully that melts it up. We take our marinated slaw, carrots, celery, onion, banana pepper. We put that right on top. And however healthy you want to be, the more you put on. And then one final thing for me, we got some buffalo, some blue cheese dressing. Buffalo staple. You could use ranch or nothing at all. There you have it, folks. Right there. The buff me. Buffalo chicken. A buffalo slaw. Cheese, blue cheese, pretzel roll. It don't get better than that. Serve it with a side of fries. Serve it with chips. Whatever you want.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us and learning about my buff me. That's an original.
I
PGC
want
original sandwich.
to eat
I
that
am
sandwich.
sexually aroused by that thing. I was sitting there and
We
I
got
was
a lot of
actually
great
stroking
comments
my
and-
penis while watching you guys make that. It was so attractive.
We got a lot of great comments, and I love chowing down on those things. And speaking of chowing down,
Yes.
as we mentioned, guys, as you notice, the songs in this part, as we kind of hit the end of 2020 and we get a little all drunked up and we get a little bluer, there's sexual songs, but there's also some beautiful sex tips from Monty himself.
I don't know what to say. Just watch.
These are things that only he's thought of before, but now he's telling you. So please, these aren't for the faint of heart, but please, here we go. Monty's sex tip.
Let's roll that beautiful tip footage.
Sex footage.
Monty here, coming at you with a healthcare, new year, new you, skincare sex tip. Here's what you do. When it's time for your daily self-satisfying session, you bring a jar and you take your cock out when you're about to come and you stick the cock into that jar. And you blow that sweet, sensuous syrup into the jar and you put it into the fridge for the next time you're about to self-gratify. And every time you self-service, you take that jar with you and you rinse and repeat until the jar is full. Then you take that special spunk with you into the shower. Oh yeah, lather yourself up with that hot shower. Make sure it gets all nice and chunky. Cream pie those pores, because what's gonna happen is you're going to exfoliate that skin. And when you're finally done, your skin will radiate like the northern lights. And when you see your girl or your guy, you show off your naked body and they will caress it until your genitals explode. 100% guaranteed. This has been Monty with Ed Healthcare. New you, new year, new you, new year, new you. Skincare, sex.
What a night, what a night, what a beautiful, beautiful ride.
In '08, we had a plan to make some cash. We'd start a website, known as Mobile Ass. I saved my money, bought a camera, I bought a van. This was a porn site, if you don't understand. Matt Hall would drive the van, I'd be the star, I'd get with the women. When we were done, leave them in the street. We live cheap, drive drunk and die free. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. Get the girls in the van, 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 van. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. This is how we roll at Mobile Ass. It ain't easy being a star. It's even harder porking women in cars. Driving 80 while we double P. Live cheap, drive drunk and die free. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. Get the girls in the van, 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 van. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. This is how we roll at Mobile Ass. It's how we roll at Mobile Ass. had the same soul. As 2020, we've been on a roll, you know it. Gentlemen and ladies, won't you raise your glass and fondly remember this passing year with mobile ass. Get Joe Exotic in the van, get him in the van. Get Carol Baskin in the van. Get Dr. Fauci in the van, get him in the van. Get Joe Liani in the van. Get toilet paper in the van, get it in the van. Black Lives Matter in our van. Borat's got a daughter, she's in the van. Yoda is a baby in the van. Get Joe Biden in the van, get him in the van. Get Jeffrey Tubin in the van. I know Monty likes Jeffrey Tubin in the van.
Tubin and Scoobin, baby.
Get Josh Allen in the van, get him in the van. Get Sean McDermott in the van. Get all the Buffalo Bills in the van. We won the division, and now get the girls in the van, get them in the van. Get the girls in the van. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. This is how we roll at Mobile Last. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. Get the girls in the van. Get the girls in the van, get them in the van. Lights on, cameras roll. This is Mobile Last. Last 2020 for all you people.
Love it. So good. So goddamn good. Chernesky,
Wow.
you are
What a
talent
song.
of our generation. I need you to continue to make songs for my penis's sake. My penis is rumbling right now.
I thought I heard something. You know, that actually reminds me of a story. And when you get to a certain level of celebrity, as I think all of us on the stream are, and even maybe some people in the live stream, you know, it reminded me of when we were on tour. Do you remember that, Matt Hall?
I do remember being on tour.
And there was a woman in the hotel lobby. And let me tell you the story about Matt Hall, actually. So Matt Hall was standing at the front desk of this. We were staying at a luxury hotel on tour, obviously.
Yes.
And there was this beautiful, buxom woman at the desk. And he wasn't noticing. He was so worried about his administrative duties of checking into the hotel. He didn't notice the buxom woman. He turns and he elbows her straight in the breast. Unfortunately. Yeah, just like that. It was in 3 parts. And the lady's startled, and Matt Hall turns to her and says, "Oh, ma'am, I'm sorry. If your heart is as soft as your breast, you could forgive me for this." And the lady looks at Matt and says, "If your dick is as hard as your elbow, meet me in room 401."
Oh my
Do you want to know how that story ended?
Yeah, how did it end?
I do. I want to know.
Well, I never kiss and tell.
Oh.
A blast to the face is how it ended in reality.
Oh my
You
Sorry,
know,
I've been drinking.
That is a blast to the face. Yes, that is a very horny story.
There's a blast from the past, Mom.
Listen, I'm a horny man.
No,
Sorry,
but
I'm sorry.
speaking of horny, one of my loves is newspaper comic strips, and a lot of strips are, let's face it, a lot of comic strips are very horny. Are they not?
I agree 100%. 100%, man.
But I'd say the horniest comic strip of all is by Brooke McEldowery. It is 9 Chickweed Lane. Are you familiar with 9 Chickweed Lane, folks? Yes?
We're familiar.
Yes,
Yes,
9
okay.
Chickweed Lane.
Yes.
Of course.
So I just wanted to do a quick segment here and bring up 5 of my favorite horny 9 Chickweed Lane strips. And I'll just kind of, if you're not familiar with the comic, this will be a great introduction. So I'll bring up the first one here. And what you've got here is Brooke McEldowney has a couple on a couch here. And you can see that the woman is placing her hand pretty high up the guy's thigh. Now, it is my understanding in the canon of this comic this man has let's say he's possessing, okay? He is a possessor.
All right. I like possessing.
So at the point of a contact there, she does have a firm grip on his dongus. So the first word bubble here says, the girls are asleep. And he says, yes, they are. And then they exchange a knowing glance. Now, this couple did just recently, through cesarean section, have some twin daughters. And she
they
says,
told you about that in the strip?
oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, hold on. Why are they having cesareans? Because if his donger is so big, she should be prepared to put forth the vagina
You
hole.
don't need to worry about that, Monty.
It could have been medical reasons. It could have been for vanity reasons.
Let's
But
not get into childbirth.
she's saying,
Well, if you get a donger the size of the donger, there's no vanity in place here.
so if you'll see in the first panel, he puts his hand on her thigh first, on the outer thigh, but she goes for the inner thigh and grabs his dongus. She says, I suppose we should tuck them up in bed. And he says, it seems silly to wake them up just to take them to their cribs, meaning they are getting ready to fuck in front of their kids. However, the thing that the parents don't know is that the kids can talk to each other telepathically.
These are minds.
So one child says,
I'm just reading the bottom. Oh my God.
So
That's
one
brutal.
child says, what are mom and dad doing? And the other child says, they seem to be inspecting each other for parasites. And the child responds, make a note of this. We may want it later when we can understand it. And the other child says, I don't even understand what a note is. Now, if depending on your horny level, you could be saying these kids are getting ready to grow up and learn how to fuck, or maybe these twins are getting ready to grow up and learn how to fuck each other, because they're saying we may want this when we can understand it.
So I have a couple of thoughts. One is, first of all, ladies and gentlemen out there, this is in your newspaper.
This is a newspaper comic. Yes, this is not
this comes to you in your newspaper that you buy to get your coupons. It's not funny at all. Like,
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
The
I
quintessential.
am very turned on by this, and I'm sexually aroused.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it funny.
You don't think it's funny? What's not
arousal-
funny?
Funny to think
Sexual
about how
arousal
they.
is funny.
All right, there's one way that this would be funny.
Okay.
The twins are cast all wrong. They're these two little girls that kind of look like meth heads. What I would do if I
That's
cast
a bad
twins,
illustration. You're just ripping on the
The artist does have a hard time drawing children's faces. They do look like adult faces. And these twins are, I believe these twins are less than a year old.
the twins can be adults, and when I make a movie out of the strip, the twins will be cast by the original OG twins, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then suddenly, wow, the parents are going to get amorous, but it's Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator,
Yes.
are there. And they kind of, and he goes, I think they're checking for parasites. And Danny DeVito, is like, he's seen a lot because he played the Penguin. So it's not this weird.
He was
thing
in one,
anymore.
by the way, did you know that he was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay.
Everyone knows
All right.
that.
All right.
I did not know that until
Chernesky.
3 months ago.
I have more strips to get to, but let's just say it's easy to play armchair cartoonist. All right. Next up, here's a great strip. Now, this is Love in 21st Century Chickweed. You have a doctor here who's inspecting a patient. She puts the stethoscope to his chest and then begins laughing maniacally as if she got dosed with the Joker's laughing gas, or laughing gas even. And you can see the hand is actually going through the panels.
He's diagnosed.
He's been diagnosed.
That third frame, are they having intercourse?
And they are having intercourse in that last frame.
Oh, he's sticking this.
And this is a comic that does appear in regular newspapers, although some papers have petitioned to have it removed because it's too horny.
This was December 17th.
Yes,
isn't the regular Sunday Funnies?
Yes, and so it's also a weekday strip as well. Now,
Imagine like me at 6 years old trying to learn how to read, and I'm like going through the comics in the funny section on a regular weekday, and I'm seeing a nurse having intercourse Florence Nightingale style, all over this guy in the green shirt. Why do you think it has so many fucking sex tips?
Now,
It's exactly my upbringing.
The other thing I want to mention here about 9 Chickweed Lane is that there's about 42 different characters, and it's very hard to know their names. And if you're someone who just started reading, even within the last year, they don't necessarily call each other by name ever. So you're just like, wait, is this who is this? You might think it's just a strip about random horny characters. But anyway, let's get to my number 3 pick. This is another one in the 21st Chickweed century. Now, the character on the left is a officer of the law, and the character on the right is named Thorax. And Thorax it is canonically true that Thorax is a possessor. Thorax has a swinging phallus. I mean to say, he's got a big ol' swamp root. And you can see that the officer is very prim and proper. She's got her hair up in a bun underneath her hat. She says, I have cleared my docket for Friday at 5. He says, this is Friday, and it is 2 minutes until 5. And she replies, you can see her ellipses barely even fit in the speech bubble and are for some reason justified left instead of center. Like, most speech bubbles, you justify the text in the center. But they've gone justified left, barely fit in those ellipses in the speech bubble. She says, ah. And then she jumps his effing bones so hard that her hat flies off. And he says, so, is that your definition of docket? As they make sweet love right there, wherever they are.
You know,
that's a very horny strip.
I'm glad you shared these Chickweed Lane
very sensual
comics with us. For all my reefer heads out there, I'm not exactly sure why it has to be chickweed. I think marijuana should be enjoyed by both males and females, everybody, even if you have no gender. So the chickweed is kind of like a weird term to me. But
it's from a different time.
Yeah, different time. This is an old strip, but it's interesting that they are making love. The doctor makes love to the patient. The cop makes love to the elderly man.
He is an alien who has the physical form of an elderly man, and that is not a joke. That is canonically in the strip. He is an alien. He's a supernatural being.
We're all too drunk for even that plot line, but there's a lot of sex in Chickweed Lane. Whether you're having sex with your wife in front of your twins, whether you're an old alien man that's having sex with a cop, or you're being molested by your doctor, sex actually is very healthy for you. They say statistically that when you have a good lovemaking session, it's like you've burned as many calories as running 8 miles. Did you know that?
8 miles. Hey, woman.
But guess what? You can't run 8 miles in 30 seconds.
That reminds me of my next strip I wanted to bring up. Wait, what is that? No, I'll bring this one up first. Now, one of my favorite.
I'm glad that they write about these relatable things.
One of my favorite things about 9 Chickweed Lane. One of my favorite things about 9 Chickweed Lane is that each week has a theme. Now, this theme of this week, it was the week of December 8th, was Leg Week, in which the guy who is clearly an insert for Mr. Brooke McEldowney, who's the man on the right, is obsessed with the legs of his wife, who is on the left. Now, she had just months prior given birth, but she is as ripe as ever. And she says, so several days up until the strip, he'd been admiring her knees, her ankles, and he's been going into convulsions. Now, he's saying here, she says to him, are my knees actually that alluring to you? He says, but my lights, they are the most supernally perfect knees in the universe. When I see them, I understand nothing else. And so she lifts up her skirt, starts to show her I'll say it, her pussy region, and she says,
pussy's ready.
And she says, what about my thighs? And he says, what? And then she's saying, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now here's the joke, and it might not land in the second panel. He says, what? And she says, blah, 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 blah. And he says, what? To which she replies, Booble Aga Flum Miggle Lug Min Flark. And he says,
first of all,
He
That's
says
coming.
unquestionably. Now, I want to give 2 notes here real quick. If you don't get the joke, it's that she's speaking normally. He's just too horny to be able to understand her words. So the speech bubbles are not what she's actually saying. It's what he's hearing because his horny level has disrupted his ability to recognize human speech. But then also, why does he says unquestionably instead of a period, that sentence ends in a colon?
So,
Are you
grammar?
Are you
but-
asserting that he's fucking her in the ass?
I'm asserting
No,
that he's.
no one
yeah,
said that, Monty.
well,
That's
Monty,
like, listen,
Monty knows how to
Listen.
read the subtext.
that looks like
First
a
of
colon.
all,
His dick
first
is
of
inside of her
all-
colon.
first of all, this man is clearly suffering from a deep fetish.
Yo,
he's
easy, bro.
struggling in life.
Easy churns.
He's struggling from a fetish. All of us on this podcast probably don't understand. We don't succumb to any vices whatsoever. So we don't understand this perverted man.
I know nothing about vices.
But the second thing is
No, after they got rid of Gavin, I stopped watching Vice.
that statement. Was it Booble Aga Flum Miggle Lug Min Flark?
And
How did that get through standards and means?
Now, I'm not going to say which because I don't want to get the show flagged. 2 of those are, well, one is an epithet and the other 2 are slurs.
I didn't even know that. That's what I said. I was like, just hearing that, I don't know any word in that bubble, but I know about standards and means, and I don't know how that got through it because if you've seen A Christmas Story, they listen to what the father yells at the furnace in the basement on slow many times. and this bubble, where it's clearly
they also say
sexual,
fudge. They also say fudge, but it didn't say fudge. So
Right.
that's a fair analogy.
It is
have any of
Booble, Aga, Flum, Miggle, Lug, Min, Flark.
So Matt, do you have any more of these strips?
I have one more, and the last
I
thing
can
I'll say
strip it.
before
Come on,
moving
strip.
on
I'll strip. Come
is
on, I'll take a nip out.
some of these words sound like the kind of thing you'd hear in the famous Eric Clapton rant from the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe a David Hasselhoff rant. You said
So,
it to the hamburger.
okay.
Hey, you
so
said a bigger tongue.
Here's what I think.
David Hasselhoff or Eric Clapton?
Eric Clapton. Now
Hey,
the
great.
last one I'll share before we get out of here and go to the next segment is what I think is the horniest strip. And
boy.
Now this is something where it brings some of my favorite elements. It's got gibberish speech, it's got bonin, and it's also got the twins that are I think the twins are like 8 months old at this point, but they do have human adult faces. So the woman, and you can see their mouths are agape and their eyes are closed. They're in a very tight embrace. He's got his hand
Oh my God.
resting at the top of her buttocks, and her leg is almost touching his armpit. It's very high up. She is that's what you call a straddle, okay? And this is from December 11th. I didn't even have to go outside of the month of December to find my 5 favorite horny strips. I started to go back, and by the time I hit the end of
And
December,
he's talking his jive again. If you see there in the first panel.
so the first
Or you
panel,
can see
she
it.
says, Blom Haraga Ebel Gloop. He says, Wooga Blarp Hempel Florp. Okay? And then you go, and they realize that they're fucking in front of the twins. And the twins say,
my goodness.
Borsville. And the other twin says, like, strictly. And I'm imagining you say this in a Valley Girl kind of voice.
Of course.
I'm trying to do a Valley Girl for you.
Well,
like
you'd have to have the
Borsville.
governor. of the valley.
Borsville.
Like,
Listen,
totally.
I got a Valley girl. I got a LA fiance, so I can let me do my best impression.
Borsville. Here we go.
Borsville, like strictly.
That's so good.
That's
Now,
pretty good.
the thing I want to mention about this second strip, and now you saw in the other strip when she lifted her skirt up so high to expose what I called her pussy region. They are clearly in a full. They're back in the saddle again. Okay,
There is full pen going on right now. They're like he is like
that is
almost balls deep.
full penetration going on right now in front of the kids. And the other thing I want to mention,
there's like pussy juice rolling down. You know, when you bang, right, and you get the pussy juice and it's rolling down the back of your balls,
come
back
on.
into your ass.
Monty, there's children watching.
no,
No,
yes,
there's not.
no,
not
listen.
not this time.
There is
a
twin.
fucking comic strip.
Listen,
There's children watching
there is a
comic strip.
gruel duel going on
worse.
that man's crotch right now. But the last thing I want to mention about this strip, if you're not disgusted already, here's the last thing that I didn't really get to mention before because I didn't show the twins in full. But the twins, their diapers, the around the legs here on the cuffs, you can see on either side a lacy sort of frill.
Ripping.
The babies are not wearing. They're not wearing.
Tube.
The babies are not wearing diapers, but are wearing lacy undergarments.
They're cast-offs from the mom.
Yes, they're wearing. I'll say it, panties. And so this is the kind of strip that actually appears, no joke, in your regular Sunday paper. The horniest comic strip I've ever seen.
I remember this in the Auburn paper called The Citizen. This used to be in The Citizen or the Syracuse paper, The Post Standard. I haven't seen this strip in about at least 25 years, maybe more. About 20, 25 years.
Sexual. It's might have been porn.
As a kid, I would read the comics voraciously. I love the comics. My favorite part of the newspaper.
Love the comics.
And I remember this strip because I was like, this nerd dude makes his wife dress up like a sexy schoolgirl. And I was like a kid. Like I was like 9 years old reading this. I was like, something's weird about this strip. There's this nerd dude. He's married to this hot chick and he makes her dress up like a schoolgirl. I was a child and it was crystal clear to me. There's something weird about this strip. I can't believe that people like, it's not like Family Circus where it's weird and not funny, but it's wholesome. This is weird and not funny. And there's no other way to look at it.
And I will say for anyone curious about 9 Chickweed Lane, if you're going, I think I might check it out, I might not. There's also a full long canonical storyline where they go back in time and have sex with Nazis. And with that, I'm going to close this segment. I'm not going to say anything more. And we have one more sex tip we're going to go to right now.
Monty here, coming at you with yet another randy, depraved sex act that's guaranteed to get you laid. Did I say sex act? I meant sex tip. This is for you, to help you, not me. Anywho, let's get started. Here's what you do to get your girl or your guy, and you take your cock out and you shove it in their ass, and you thrust and hump and pump and thrust and hump and pump and get it all nice and juicy. They're coming for me. I must put this on hold. Nobody can know my secret. I must. Where were we? Oh, yeah. You push and thrust and hump and dump. You come inside that gooey asshole, that's right. You mix that special spunk together with that ass juice. Yeah. Then you scoop out that truffle butter. Oh, you know where we're going with this. And set it aside. If you don't know what truffle butter is, look it up because it's too dirty for me to explain it here. Anywho, you take that truffle butter and you set it aside.
When it's a special day for you or your guy, you take out some nice ravioli, some rigatoni, a nice fancy, maybe a homemade pasta. And if it's a really, really special occasion, you get some handmade pasta that was made from that place in Atlantic City for Dan's bachelor party that, the old Cherns had to crack some skulls for to get a table because, he's in the, Anywho, real special.
Make that pasta, baby. And then you scoop all that truffle butter into it and mix it all together. Yum. And then you take your cock out and you blast your Parmesan special spunk all over it. And you serve it to your girl or your guy. And you have a nice New Year's holiday dinner guaranteed to get you laid. 1000% Monty's sex tips.
And there we go. This song, it does have the F word, but it's got an important message. And so It's about whether you're in 2020, a wonderful year that we all celebrated. It was a great year for us and me and my celebrity friends. Great year for the stock market. We're all rich now. Anyways, wonderful products, as we mentioned. But guess what? It doesn't matter what year it is. We could have the hardest of years. If that were to ever happen and befall us, you have to seize the day. And it has the F word, but it's a good message. You've got to fuck anything in your way. So eat your heart out, Tim Robbins. Here we go. This song goes out to all you people. Straight out of Auburn, tell me where you're from. You had some Auburn in you when the day be done. Don't make a fool of you. Don't ask me my name. Around here, the people call me the Great. Straight from the bar and blaring a blues harp. Slamming on a strict street, real lost heart. Don't make a fool of you. Don't try to take my fame. Don't you forget the name, the Great. Well, this joint is on fire tonight, blazing from our fingertips like dynamite, dynamite. Oh, this joint, we gonna blaze so high to the highest ring of heaven. Now we rise, 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 rise. And as we walk these streets, we fuck anything in our way. We don't know no retreat. Hell, we seize the fucking day. Hey, 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 yeah. We fuck anything in our way. Hey, 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 yeah. We seize the fucking day. Straight from parole to your daughter's heart. Romancing ladies ain't really that hard. Don't make a fool of you. Don't rain on my parade. Women across the country, they love the Great. Women, shout out if you love the Great.
Yeah!
This joint, it's on fire tonight, blazing from our fingertips like dynamite, dynamite. Oh, this joint, we better blaze so high to the highest ring of heaven. Now we rise, 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 rise. Come on. And as we walk these streets, we fuck anything in our way. We don't know no retreat. Hell, we seize the fucking day. Hey, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah. We fuck anything in our way. Hey, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah. We seize the fucking day. From the fairgrounds to radio fame, the whole 315 knows the fucking name. Don't make a fool of you. Don't try to take my stage. You give me greatness, oh, give me the grave. You give me greatness, oh, give me the grave. Give me greatness, oh, give me the grave. Yeah. You're a rich girl and you've gone too far, but you know it don't matter anyway. You can revive on your romance money. You can rely on your romance money. It's a bitch girl and you've gone too far, but you know it don't matter anyway. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Get you too far. And as we walk these streets, we fuck anything in our way. We don't know no retreat. Hell, we seize the fucking day. Hey, 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 yeah. We fuck anything in our way. Hey, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah. We got one more time, come on. And as we walk these streets, we fuck anything in our way. We don't know no retreat. Hell, we seize the fucking day. Hey, 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 yeah. We fuck anything in our way. Hey, 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 yeah. We fuck the fucking day. bitch girl. Gone too far, but you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on your old man money. You can rely on your old man's money. It's a bitch girl, but you've gone too far. You know it don't matter anyway. I say money, but it won't get you too far. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Get you too far.
Wow. I felt like a groupie back in. I mean, honestly, I felt like a groupie the first time in a while. I'm watching it on my television. I'm like, this is so awesome.
I looked at my drawers and it was dripping.
I know that guy. I know that. I heard that before.
Yes, that is a reference to the great Blowfly. I don't know if people can see here. I'll try to tilt my camera up on the wall. I've got the Blowfly poster I got from the great Chernesky framed on the wall right here.
Electronic pussy sucker with a queer tube. I treat a prick like a dick, and it vibrates with the groove.
Hell yeah.
Something like that.
The Electric Pussy Sucker 5000.
Dude, I was listening to that shit before this thing.
Blowfly was the OG rapper. He's the first rapper, and unfortunately, I hate to name drop. We've talked a lot about my famous friends. I rub elbows with the best of them, as you see here, by having Matt Hall and Monty, who've really slayed it tonight. But I did actually have a show booked with Blowfly, so check him out on Spotify, YouTube, everything. Blowfly, the original rapper, the king of nasty singing. You think I sing nasty? You think Monty sings nasty? We don't hold a candle to Blowfly. He really broke all the taboos. He paved the way for us. There'd be no us without a Blowfly. And I had booked a show with him, unfortunately. Here, it was actually going to be in Rochester, New York. Great Chernesky opening for Blowfly. If any of you are music fans, you'd understand that'd be the greatest show that ever happened. Unfortunately, he passed away. And rest in peace, Blowfly. You got to check him out. Great stuff. Very, perverted but smart. And that
he invented rap. By the way, I don't think people realize that he is one of the first ever rappers. And there is a story that is floating that.
Really?
I think it's Clarence Reed is his name, right?
That's correct. Yes, Clarence Reed.
Yeah. Clarence Reed is the inventor of rap. That is a story that's out there.
He didn't invent rap. That's a fact.
Yeah.
He did. Rap Dirty was like in 1959, wasn't it?
It was in the early 60s. That is correct.
This is the 60s.
All right.
So many sex tips.
Definitely showed the match. Who is this? Like, I don't know what the breathing problems are this year. I've been breathing great all year. Anyways, so
I caught some disease that's going around.
We're going to have one last song, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Please stick around. We got just a couple stories about our famous friends. We got just one more song that you all know and you love, and we got to sing it together. Thanks for spending some time out of your New Year's with us. We're blessed, and we're blessed with our great products. We're blessed with you great people. But there's a couple things. So there's a buddy of mine, a fan, a friend. His name is Nate Voldemort, and
I know him. Yeah.
So he has grandparents, and his grandparents actually. I was visiting them. His grandparents, they're older. They're in their 90s. They're about 95 each. And unfortunately, his grandfather passed, and I was over there. Shit. Respects as I do, and
respectful.
And I said, boy, what happened? And his grandmother said, he died while we were making love. I said, you two 95-year-old people are making love.
What the fuck?
And I said, that can't be safe at your age. And she said, well, we had gotten into a habit the last 20 or 30 years. We knew we were getting older, but when we made love, we only did it to the sound of the bells of the church nearby. When it would ding, we would go in and dong out, and it was slow enough and it was calming enough with the church bells.
That's beautiful.
Don't worry, we could be very old, but we could make love safely in a holy way. And I said, wow, that's inspirational. And she said, yes, and if it wasn't for that ice cream truck going by, he'd be alive today.
Oh. Ow! Oh,
God, isn't it ironic?
And then the funny part is I came back and I was hungry from that visit and the great conversation. And I visited the man that makes my bagels. He owns a Jewish deli, and he's a great man. He's been married about 40 years now, faithful to his wife. But recently I had learned he went into a Catholic church and he went in the confessional booth, and he had confessed to something. You've been married 40 years, been faithful, but the priest says, how long have you been since you've been to confession? In the Catholic Church, that's what they ask you. And the bagel merchant says, recently I've been faithful to my wife 40 years, but recently I've had sex with a hot 18-year-old chick. And the priest said, well, you didn't answer my question. When was the last time you went to confession? And he said, never. I'm Jewish. And then he said, then why are you here? And he said, I'm telling everybody about it.
Oh, could you blame him?
I mean, different people, different things, So I hope you're partying, enjoying your new year. And, regardless of whether you had a good year, like all of us here, we had a phenomenal year. But in case maybe you had an off year, I don't know how, but maybe you did have a less than stellar year. This song's for you. This song's about life. It's great Chernesky advice. It's one of my great hits. Thank you all, and let's sing it together. Sometimes in life it's like you ain't got a friend. You always got drinking. Sometimes your woman's been seeing other men. You always got drinking. Sometimes you're working hard but sinking in debt. You always got
drinking.
Sometimes in life you've reached your wit's end. You always got drinking. Here we go. Well, an eye for an eye, a shot for a shot. We've been good and sauced for a decade. If you need a reference for being under the influence, take it from us. Nah, fucking take it back someday. Oh, now drinking is good for you. Drinking, I don't know if that's true. Drinking ain't never steered me wrong. I'm a drinking in the early morning. Drinking since the day I was born. Drinking is the subject of this song. Everybody, sometimes in life it's like you ain't got a friend. You always got drinking. Sometimes your woman's been seeing other men. You always got drinking. Sometimes you're working hard but sinking in debt. You always got drinking. Sometimes in life you've reached your wit's end. You always got drinking. Here we go. About something I heard once. They say there's more to life than booze, but not much more. Not much more. They say there's more to life than booze, not much more. No, not much more. Sing it, everyone. They say there's more to life than a booze, you know, but not much more. Not much more. They say there's more to life than a booze, you know, but not much more. Not much more. I said drinking, it's good for you. Drinking, I don't know if that's true. Drinking ain't never steered me wrong. I'm drinking in the early morning. Drinking since the day I was born. Drinking is the subject of this song. Sometimes in life it's like you ain't got a friend. You always got drinking. Sometimes your woman's been chickweed laning with other men. You always got drinking. Sometimes you're working hard but sinking in debt. You always got drinking. Sometimes in life you reach your wit's end. You always got. Come on, you always got drinking. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Happy New Year. What a wonderful step.
Want to get hit, Watley?
I have it in my hand. Ow!
All right. Wow, what an incredible evening that was. And we just got a quick glimpse of the great's ass.
Oh, freeze frame that. I got my line package. Beautiful product. Thank you all. What a wonderful night. Thank you all for partying with us. All drunk up, nowhere to go. Keep your party going. Let's have some fun. We got our New Year's theme song, Matt?
Oh, it's playing in the background and it feels so good.
Thank you to Matt Hall. He ran the show of Trashford fan Antoine.
By the way,
Matt Hall
has the greatest radio voice I've heard in the longest of times. I haven't heard a voice this good since Howard started.
Thank you. He's got a
Thank
great voice. You're like basically a Howard Stern. And thank you all for the fans and the friends and everything, the well wishes. Thank you for our wonderful products.
I want to thank Caitlin from all the way from Tucson, Arizona. I want to thank Zanpit Samir. I want to thank N. Lanny Squee.
Nathan, his grandparents were very amorous.
Let's thank Nathan as well as Alex and Chris Garrow, Justin Grigg. Let's thank Tales from the Tap. Let's also thank Mr. Halbeard, Andrew Taylor, who popped into the chat only to say that he doesn't understand sex humor, but did say R.I.P. to MF Doom.
Oh, he died today, by the way.
He died on October 31st. But we don't care about that. It's only good vibes tonight. We want to thank...
Thank you all. We thank Monty. He was down there. He was conspicuous consuming. He spilled champagne all over his pants.
Oh, yes. He got so wet. We want to thank Eric Potter. Eric Potter. We want to thank Dee and Peter. We want to thank...
Peter House and Dee. Oh, thank you.
Oh, my God. We got to thank Lil Juan from the chat who said R.I.P. Limes. That's right, Limes. Your days are numbered.
I'm still against how great radio voice is.
We've got to thank username Confused Chatter for coming in and busting up and laughing at the song at the everything we got here. We got to thank Rob Lice.
I want to thank the guy from Rise Again.
Bobby Lice. Rob Lice. Bobby, that's Bobby. That's Bobby.
I think Robbie Lice is a pseudonym of Chase Nolan.
Oh, Chase
shower
Nolan.
rims and ring sales.
Yeah,
and that's how Monty knows him, by purchasing shower rims and rings.
Best rims.
Again, as I mentioned, we got the guy from Rise Against here all night doing our clips. He did our Chickweed Lane stuff. Thank you, guy from Rise Against. We love you. Play like the angel for us. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. Happy 2021. Can we top this year, 2020? Hopefully we can somehow. And here we go.
It was a great year.
Bottles up. Let's cheers. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Have fun. Keep drinking, you bastards. Let's go.
Thank you.
Chernesky
Good night.
out.
Chernesky out. Monty out. Matt Hall out.